Get a look at the Benchmade 635, also known as the mini-skirmish. And I just want to say that this knife feels great in your hand. The balance is perfect. You can see it just kind of hanging out on my finger there. That's exactly the point of balance on this knife, which just makes it really maneuverable. It shows off some good design. Of course, you can see it's only tip down carry, which normally I don't care for, but if the clip is down underneath this pivot, usually I'm alright, like the military, the Spyderco military. The reason for that is because I pinch like this a lot. So if I'm cutting whatever, and if that clip is a lowrider tip down, meaning that this part was way up here, it kind of like, you feel it pinching your finger, you know, you're not really grabbing onto the knife. Where if they do the clip right, it doesn't bother me at all, like the military. But anyways, that's just my preferences. You can see lockup, and this is heavily used, so lockup is a little farther to the right than most. Most I've seen, I've handled about 5 of these, are about right there, and that's about normal. But this one's just a little farther over, which is still fine. That's perfectly acceptable. If you can see, I'll pull out this large Sebenza here, and you'll see that that lock is almost all the way engaged too. So I think I'll be alright. Blade ratio is something that is just amazing on this knife. And I'll go ahead and get a measurement for you. And you can see it's about 7 3/4 long. And actual edge length is about 3, I guess about 1/16 less than half. Should be about 7/16. But I'm talking about edge length. Okay, let's just put this in perspective. I have a Delica here, and you guys probably know about what size a Delica is. Let's put them on top of one another, and you'll see that they're pretty much the same length closed. And when you actually open it up, you can see how much more edge length that the Benchmade has. And that's where it becomes apparent how much edge length Benchmade actually packs into this mini-skirmish. And again, we'll pull out this large. Remember, this is a large Sebenza, and I'm just comparing edge length here. You can see that the mini-skirmish actually has more cutting edge. Not by much, but it does. While being about a 1/2 inch shorter overall. And that's just due to the fact that they start this cutting edge right here, close to the pivot. If you can see that. So the closer you get this cutting edge to the pivot, obviously more cutting edge you'll have that will still fold into the handle. And if you guys have seen any of my other reviews, you know I love this knife, the Spyderco Lum. And I talk about how much blade they actually pack into the handle, which they do. But if you look, see their edge, the cutting edge starts a little bit forward to this pivot, a lot more so than this. You see how this cutting edge starts right here and here. Anyways, a long way pretty much to say that this packs a whole lot of cutting edge compared to a lot of knives. You know, it carries small, carries real thin, And let's just see for comparison. You guys, I just try to use this like a standard. I guess everybody has experienced a Delica before. You can see it's about the same thickness, maybe a little bit thicker. So anyways, it carries great in your pocket, much like a Delica does. The one thing, if you remember my Para review, the Spyderco Para, I talk about this little notch. Carrying in your back right pocket. You can reach into your back pocket and not get caught on this little edge of the tang. You can carry this in your right front pocket and it's not too much of a problem, but you can still get scratched on that. So here's how it feels in the hand. You can choke up on it like that. Or like I use, sometimes I put my fingers here and use these holes as a purchase and pull through whatever cardboard or whatever you're cutting if you need to get closer on that blade. Of course, you can see this has the recurve just like the 630 does, the full-size skirmish. And I like them for a lot of different reasons. The main reason is the sweet spot that they create, and right here where you can see where I'm pulling. This part works much like a hawk's bill blade, where the round curvature will actually pull into, again, like cardboard. Say you're cutting some cardboard, but it actually will hit right here and stay, because it kind of like this edge kind of sucks it into the cut, if that makes any sense. So it's hard to explain, but I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. You can see fit and finish on this one is outstanding, just like the other ones I've had. The texture is just a basic bead blast finish that you're used to on your titanium. And I'm not sure, I think one of these went out of production. Not sure if it's the 635 or the regular skirmish that went out. But I know you can still find these. They're under 200, and I would say that is probably one of the best deals going. If you're looking for a knife that you're gonna carry and use and will last. I'm probably gonna do another video, like maybe comparing and contrasting these. Obviously they're in two totally different brackets, but the 635 holds its own. I mean, there may even be some features that I like on the 635, this one, better than the Sebenza, if you can believe that. This blade stop is like a solid piece of rod that had the ends turned down, and it presses into that, either side of the titanium handle. So it's not screwed in any kind of way. It's only held together, held in there by the pressure of the pivot, and I guess the rest of these screws holding the slabs together, which I guess is probably too much information. It works. Works well. There's no up and down, no side to side. And another thing, they use, I guess, a nylon or a nylon type washer, whatever the black plastic ones are. If someone knows, just put it in the comment box, I guess. One thing I don't like about how Benchmade handle the hole, and maybe it's just because I'm used to Spyderco's, but they kind of chamfered around the opening hole. So in theory, it's more comfortable on your thumb to open and close this thing. But in reality, a sharper hole actually works better for deployment. It just kind of gives your thumb a little bit of an edge to catch on. But that's really looking for a complaint. You know, it works fine. So that's the review, guys. We'll catch you later, and we're gonna compare and contrast these in another video soon.